Hi, I'm Dr. Alexander Lehner. I'm an executive director of the BERG F.
Hi, I'm Neil Friedman. I am a co-executive director of the BERG F.
BERG F is a newly formed social enterprise focused on improving public health by funding bioenergetics research. And it came out of my research group that I've been working with for over 11 years now.
And as part of that group and as part of the discussions that we've had, we got the idea to then take the BERG to its next level, to form the BERG F and expand it beyond just the University of Northampton. The whole point of bioenergetics is we're looking at things right down at a mitochondrial level, at a cellular level, at the energy systems that are the foundation of life. And we have the same energy systems for all life on Earth, from bacteria to multicellular organisms like human beings. It's disruption to that process that leads to chronic disease and leads to a lack of quality of life. So I think for me, one of the key things about bioenergetics research and why we want to drive this forward is the idea of being able to look at how do we look at prevention and treatment at that fundamental level, so that we can look at a human being holistically and say, how do we make this person better, rather than how do we get rid of their diabetes, or how do we prevent their Alzheimer's? How do we just make the whole person better?
All of our research focuses around chronic diseases and communicable diseases that result from lifestyle factors. Our aim has always been to find better ways to expand the health span and to improve quality of life. And that's mainly through developing a better understanding of how disease processes begin, as well as looking at ways to intervene that would actually get to the root causes. And this allows us to tackle things in a preventative way prior to symptoms occurring. And this is what's really disruptive, is that we're not trying to treat symptoms like the biomedical approach does. We're actually looking to identify and understand what good health is, and when people are starting to move in the wrong direction towards pathology.
A lot of it's around preventative medicine, as again simply treatment. That's not to say we're looking to ignore treatment, but I think prevention is really, really important.
It was the chronic diseases that ended us in the crisis with the pandemic. So, if we can start to address these issues and understand why the immune system functions the way it does from this mitochondrial bioenergetics perspective, we will, and there are great groups around the globe that are working on these, but if we can work as a collaborative to sort of change the whole focus, the whole drive for how we do our research and what we're actually looking for in terms of expanding health span and improving quality of life, I think the BERG F is going to be a powerful driver of that. Same with our depression, same with anxiety. The treatments that we have, the pharmaceutical treatments that we have, they just treat some of the symptoms. They don't get to the root cause of the problem, and therefore people tend to get worse over time or need to change medications, and they always have side effects to these medications. And so we want to find ways to actually make people healthier.
Industry groups have a lot of impact. They have a lot of voice within local, regional, and national, international health thoughts and health thinking and guidance. And we're looking to be able to provide the alternative to that in terms of being able to say, here's good science, here's good evidence that shows how we can look at preventative medicine. Let's fix the whole person before they get sick. And the bioenergetics research group that we're looking at, or the BERG F that we're looking to fund the research, is to say, well, how can we change the environment to stop people from getting ill?
What makes the BERG F groundbreaking and gives it the mission, a more powerful thrust, is the fact that we're focused on developing new researchers who will find new things that we don't know about yet to address whatever factors are going to be adversely affecting quality of life in the future. The premise of the BERG F is that we will be funding research via supporting labs with postgraduate researchers, whether it be PhD studentships or postdoctoral fellowships. And this means that not only are we creating a network, a collaborative network of top researchers and labs around the globe, but we're also putting out the researchers that are going to come after us. And they will also be approaching health and well-being from this perspective rather than from the one that's got us to where we are now. In 10 years' time, our collaborative network will be well established globally, producing graduates and postgraduates and new PIs, new researchers, as well as people starting their own biotech companies and so on and so forth, who all understand this new way of looking at illness rather than trying to recognize it as a set of symptoms. But
we want good health and longevity and healthy aging to be the norm, and let's make everybody happier, everybody more productive. How do we just make the whole person better?